it's like twins. The lines are, honestly, it's like we're born from, you know, like different, the same parents, because we drive identical. Yeah, and that's really important for like a, you know, two-car team. If you're identical, if you can get within like low, like tenths of each other, then it's practically like the same driver driving all the time. If you've got one driver driving at like, say doing 13s and one driver doing 17s, well, you know, that's a lot of time to gain, you know, for the other driver. We're identical, so, and also our driving style's the same and everything else. So that means set up and everything suits both of us.
We both come from the same background, haven't we? We
Yeah.
raced Civics, then we raced M3s, and now we're in this. So it's kind of, I guess, because we've learned along the way how those cars behave, we now drive the very similar way. On the Hanger Straight, then if you see on the little dial, it shows that we're both doing 68 mile an hour. So we're both, exactly like as Dave was saying, we're both doing the same speed at the same point on the track, which is a bit freaky really, but it's kind of how it...
So I'm here now, and I'm coming down. I'm the one in the blue, on the blue side. So I've lost my time on this back section here, which is here. So from this point here, I lose time. And then because I'm coming down the Hanger Straight, I can see this orange post here, and I'm thinking, right, and you can see I'm coming down a bit of knots. Now, I will not affect his time at all. I will not. The rule of thumb is if you're the slow car, you stay on the racing line. But he still makes me push out a little bit, so I have to go on the inside line, which I lose time going into the corner, and then that affects me a little bit. So that one car, that Mazda, I go in there now and tight, so I have to wait. We're going in early before I can accelerate, so I'm slower than Luke now, across here, everywhere, or else that would have been a top lap.
That's where you lost the time. Oh shit, yeah.
I went in really off.
There.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you forget about that?
No, at the time I didn't, because there were a bit of rabbit droppings on the seat, let me tell you. I thought the car was going right off. That is the worst place. This circuit's got so much runoff. And the only place I've seen bad accidents is the exit onto the start finish, because if you get a tank slapper on it, it slides like that, and you try to correct it too much. We've seen so many people slide and go straight into the wall.
And the pit wall on the
in
inside.
The pit wall on the inside. So if you are going to go there, you've got to let it go. But yeah, rabbit droppings everywhere there. Textbook, you know, textbook.
Yeah, well there you go then, so there's 3 tenths straight away. So if you hadn't have done that, you'd have been up the road, mate. That would have been a 14.5. That would have put us in P3 maybe.
What position are you guys at the moment?
P4. By the time we got clear air, tyre pressure had risen. So then we couldn't really get that good a lap time because we were getting understeer because the tyre pressure was so high. So it was just a case of damage limitation really, but it's a 2-hour race. Being on the second row of the grid doesn't really make any difference to us at all.
It's like we say, we're in a good position here, because what we did after that was, and what I started to do after that was, in traffic I tried to practice what laps I could get out, just, you know, in race conditions, and the times we're pumping out for that, it's a long race, 2 hours. If we keep pumping them in all the time, like I say, and we're identical drivers, we're still very confident for a good, you know, a good podium finish here. You know, touch wood.
And we're quite happy if we get a bit of rain, and it
rains.
looks like we might do.
Come on, let's do a rain dance. I'm up for that. Get your hose pipe out. Let's get up the corners. Well, but you can get up the corners.
Yeah, do while we're filming. Who's your biggest rivals then?
Well, there's so we've obviously got an M4. The guy on pole is another M4, but it's a GT4 car, so it's a works car built by BMW. So he's gone quite a bit quicker than us, but so I guess he's the main rival today.
What do you think of that? You see, club level racing, and then I know we built an M4, but that's an interviewer said it best at Donington, didn't he? He goes, "This is the pinnacle of club level racing." He says because it was M4 versus M4, it was Luke versus their quickest driver, And it's like, you know, a GT3 homologated, built by BMW Motorsport, and then Luke comes smashing past him, lapped him in a car that was built in his workshop, you know, with Dave, who you'll meet, you know, later on. That is club level motorsport, that, isn't it? You know, that means that you can have all the money you want. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I've got a bob or two, but we're doing it the right way. You know, me and Luke have both done well, you know, like through work and stuff like that. But on the same hand, we haven't just gone straight in at the big end. We've worked our way up the graph. You know what I mean? We started at the low point, and then worked, you know, and we're working to better and better cars, and hopefully it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, well, that same weekend, there was a works-built Porsche Cayman GT4.
Yeah.
And
with a paid professional driver in it as well.
Really?
They got smashed in as well.
But you had a smirk when you went past them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were saying, the commentator at the end was saying, like,
This is club level racing. This is what it's all about. It was a dream
was
start.
built the car that can beat the works-built cars,
It's magic.
and they're both £200,000 cars, and ours obviously isn't. So.
Fair. Yeah. That's amazing.
It were like, you know, running up and beating Usain Bolt in some high tech. Get your high tech trainers on. Come on, let's have some of this.